Hi, this is a Games with Two review of Puzzle Strike Bag of Chips by Serlin Games. This is a deck building, or I guess you would call it chip building game, similar to Dominion or Thunderstrike or Ascension in that vein, but instead of playing with cards, you play with poker style chips. The game plays very similar to Dominion, but I was actually surprised that this is still a lot different. So at the start of the game, each player selects a character, and you have 3 different chips with different powers. You get 6 of these gem chips that are used as your currency, and you get 1 of these crash gems. So you take all 10 of these chips and you place them in your bag here. You place them in here and you shuffle them up and give them a good shake. And you draw 5 out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of shuffling a deck of cards, this is how you randomize your chips. So this is my starting hand. And what makes this game a little different is it takes into account kind of the puzzle fighter game that you may have seen in the early 90s on Super Nintendo or something like that. I remember playing Dr. Mario mostly. So you take one of these gem chips at the start of your turn and you place it in front of you. And you do that at the beginning of each turn, so these gems start to build up. And the first person at the end of their turn to have 10 of these gems is knocked out of the game. And you can get rid of those by using one of these crash gem tokens, and you take one of those and you play it, and it sends one of your gems over to your opponent. Now you can also combine your gems using one of these combined tokens, and you can take 2 1s and make it a 2. You can take a 2 and a 1 and make it a 3, and you can take a 3 and a 1 and make it a 4. And then when you play the crash gem chip, it sends 4 of these 1 tokens to your opponent. And then with the 4, they can't crash back, but with any of the other ones, they can play one of their crash gems in their hand, and pretty much the 2 gems collide in midair and they cancel each other out. So that's how the game's played. So you play one of these chips in front of you, and then you play one of your action tokens or chips and do whatever it tells you here. So this one says +1 blue action, and it gives you ongoing opponents can't play more than 1 brown banner chip per turn. So these are the brown banner chips. So your opponent would be limited in what they could play then. So after you play your token, then you're able to buy more of these tokens, as many as you would like. I keep calling them tokens, they're actually chips. They look like poker chips on the back, which is really neat. They're really thick, nice chips. So then after you buy all your chips, you discard the ones you played, and you draw 5 new chips out of your bag. Once your bag's empty, you take all your discarded chips, throw them back in the bag, shuffle your bag up, and continue playing that way. And so you go back and forth with your opponent or opponents. This is 2 to 4 players, and people are slowly eliminated as they have 10 or more chips in their hand, 10 or more gems, in their hand at the end of their turn. Me and Mrs. Games with 2 played this, and me and a friend played this, and everyone seemed to enjoy it a lot. We're all fans of Dominion, so if you like Dominion, I think this one will be right up your alley. If you don't like Dominion because there's a lack of conflict, this may be one that you may want to look into, because there's a ton of direct conflict as you crash gems back and forth between the players. And there's a lot of attack cards, like these red ones are attack cards, and then you can play these blue block cards, these purple block cards. So there's a lot of back and forth action between the players. The game quality is very nice. As I was saying, the chips are nice, thick, heavy cardboard. And then the game gives you this nice sorting thing to sort all your chips and keep them all nice, so you don't have to sort through them after every game, which is very convenient. And it also sits really high up, so it sits at the top of the box, so you can turn the box on its side or upside down and they're not going to spill out all over the place. The rule book, as you can see here, is also very nice, all colored images, very detailed. And the final thing I really like about this game is that it's set in the Puzzle Strike universe, which is where Serlin Games' other two games are set at Flash Duel and Yomi. So you have all the same characters that have similar abilities and strengths and weaknesses as in the other games. So if you have those games, you'll be able to pick up these characters really easily and get an idea how they're played. So that is Puzzle Strike by Serlin Games. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you want to see more reviews from Games with 2, check out our website at www.gameswith2.com. Thanks.